Hi, good morning. How are you? Hope all of you are fine. Just to recall what we have discussed in our last class. We have discussed the definition of coordinates. Okay, coordinate of a vector. Hope everything is clear. Also, we have proved there is a one-to-one correspondence between set of all vector space V and the space Fn. For each vector alpha belongs to V, there is a vector x1, x2, etc. xn in Fn. Also, for each vector x1, x2, etc. xn in Fn, there is a vector alpha in V. Okay. Today we are going to prove two theorems. Okay. Before that, we are going to discuss one result. Okay. Now the result is, for an n by n matrix A, the following are equivalent. First one, A is invertible. Second one, Ax equal to 0 has trivial solution x equal to 0. And third one, Ax equal to y has a solution for each matrix y. Okay. So, A is invertible means these two conditions holds. These three conditions are equivalence means this implies this implies this, and this implies this. Okay. So, we are using this result. Ax equal to 0 has a trivial solution, x equal to 0 for proving A is invertible in our theorem. Okay. Now, the statement of the theorem is, let V be an n-dimensional vector space over the field F. Okay, and let B and B dash, script B and script B dash be two ordered bases for V. Okay, then the theorem says that there is a unique, necessarily invertible n by n matrix P with entries in F such that matrix of alpha related to the basis B is equal to P into matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash. Similarly, matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash is equal to P inverse matrix of alpha related to the basis B. Okay, for every vector alpha in V, and the columns of P are given by Pj. Okay, P is an n by n matrix, columns of P are P1, P2, etc. Pn, and columns are given by matrix of alpha j dash related to the basis B. Okay, this is one of the most important result. Okay, once again, given any alpha belongs to V, B and B dash are bases, then given any alpha belongs to B, there exists a matrix. Okay, there exists a matrix P such that matrix of alpha related to B equal to P into matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash. Okay, this is what we have to prove. From, if we prove this as P is invertible, this is equal to P inverse into matrix of alpha related to B. Okay, proof is very easy. Okay, clear. Now moving to the proof. What is given? B, script B and script B dash are two ordered bases for V. Okay, suppose B is equal to, I am taking B equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, etc. alpha n. Okay, and B dash is equal to alpha 1 dash, alpha 2 dash, etc. alpha n dash. As B and ordered bases have same number of elements, therefore this is also. Okay, now this is a basis, this is also a basis for V. That means alpha 1, alpha 2, etc. alpha n are alpha n, alpha 1, alpha 2, etc. clearly alpha i's belongs to V. Similarly, alpha j dash belongs to V. Okay, alpha I belongs to V. This is alpha j dash belongs to V, and this is a basis for V. Therefore, each alpha 1 dash you can write as there exists scalars C1 such as C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus etc. plus Cn alpha. Okay. Now alpha 1 dash equal to, now alpha 2 dash equal to some, what about this some, I am taking d1 alpha 1 plus d2 alpha 2 plus etc plus dn alpha n. Okay, but this notation is slight bit difficult, so alpha 3 dash. For this I am replacing the notation. Alpha is equal to P11 alpha 1. For Ci's I am replacing by P1i's, sorry, Pi1's plus P21 alpha 2 plus P31 alpha 3 plus etc plus Pn1 alpha n. Or you can write this as sigma I varies from 1 to n Pi1 alpha I. Okay, and alpha 2 dash you can write as P12 alpha 1 plus P22 alpha 2 plus P32 alpha 3 plus etc plus Pn2 alpha n, and this is equal to sigma I varies from 1 to n Pi2 alpha I, like this. Because writing like this is, it is too difficult. Okay, so we are replacing Cs by Ij's. Okay, so alpha j dash you can write as, what is the representation for alpha j dash? Alpha 2 dash, alpha 1 dash Pi1, alpha 2 dash Pi2. So representation for alpha j dash is sigma I varies from 1 to n Pij alpha I. Clear? Okay, so each alpha j dash you can write like this. Just recall this. Okay, now what we have to prove? Given any alpha belongs to V, there exists a invertible matrix P such that matrix of alpha related to the basis B equal to P into matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash. This is what we have to prove. That is, we have to prove there exists an invertible matrix. Okay, so what about alpha? So given, let alpha belongs to V, let alpha belongs to V, and let x1 x2 etc xn, let x1 x2, let x1 x2 etc xn be the coordinates of alpha related to the basis B. Okay, therefore matrix of alpha related to the basis B you can write as x1 x2 etc xn. Okay, and let x1 dash x2 dash x1 dash x2 dash etc xn dash be the matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash. Okay, then that means matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash is equal to x1 dash x2 dash etc xn dash. Clear? Okay, okay. So for alpha belongs to a V as x1 dash x2 dash etc xn dash is coordinates of alpha related to the basis B dash. You can write alpha as x1 dash related to the basis B dash. The elements of B dash are alpha 1 dash, alpha 2 dash etc alpha n dash. So x you can write as x1 dash alpha 1 dash plus x2 dash alpha 2 dash plus etc plus xn dash alpha n dash. As x1 x2 etc xn is coordinate of alpha related to the basis B, you can write this x1 alpha 1 plus x2 alpha 2 plus etc plus xn alpha n. Okay, so this alpha you can write as sigma I varies from 1 to n xi alpha I. Okay, this is equation 1. Now what about equation 2? Alpha you can write as sigma I varies from 1 to n, I am denoting notation, sigma j varies from 1 to n xj dash alpha j dash. xj dash alpha j dash, j varies from 1 to n. But we have alpha j dash is equal to, we have alpha j dash is equal to sigma I varies from 1 to n pij alpha I. We have that result. Okay, substituting that here, we get sigma j varies from 1 to n sigma, xj dash, for alpha j dash this is sigma I varies from 1 to n pij alpha I. Okay, and this is equal to sigma j varies from 1 to n sigma I varies from 1 to n pij x. What about xj's? Xj's are elements in Fn, F. Pij's are alpha elements of F. F is a field, therefore multiplication is commutative. Therefore this you can write as Pij xj dash alpha I. You can also interchange the sum sigma I varies from 1 to n Pij xj dash sigma I varies from 1 to n sigma j varies from 1 to n Pij xj dash alpha I. Okay, you can write like this. This is equation 2. But we have one result. We can write an element. There is a unique representation for each alpha belongs to V in terms of one ordered basis. Okay, for this here we have alpha equal to this one. Here also we have alpha equal to this one, and here basis is alpha i's. Okay, therefore this representation is, as this representation is unique, we get, for this xi we get this one. Okay, that is xi is equal to sigma j equal to 1 to n pij xj dash. Okay, listen carefully. We have, if an element alpha belongs to V, then we can represent that uniquely in terms of linear combination of elements of basis. Okay, so if alpha you can write like this. If there is another representation like this, then that means these coefficients are equals. That is xi equal to this one. Okay, we will expand this later. If we expand, what we get? What is x1? x1 is equal to sigma j varies from 1 to n p1j xj dash. Okay, so what is this one? This is equal to x1 is equal to p11 x1 dash plus p12 x2 dash plus p13 x3 dash plus etc. plus p1 n xn dash. Okay, so what about x2? x2 is equal to sigma j equal to 1 to n, here p2j. Okay, so what about this one? This is actually p21 x1 dash plus p22 x2 dash plus p23 x3 dash plus etc. plus p2n xn dash, etc. What about xn? xn is equal to pnj. Okay, pnj. Okay, so this become pn1 x1 dash plus pn2 x2 dash plus pn3 x3 dash plus etc. plus pnn xn dash. Okay, now if you write like this, left hand side you can write as x1 x2 etc. xn, and this matrix is equal to, what about this one? p11 x1 dash p12. So here you p11 p12 etc. p1n, and if you mark this as x1 dash, x2 dash, etc. xn dash. Okay, and this is p21, second row is p21, p22, etc. p2, etc. pn1, pn2, etc. pnn. Okay, So x1, x2, etc. xn is equal to this matrix P into x1 dash, etc. x2 dash, etc. xn dash. Okay. Therefore, if we mark this as capital letter X and this as some P and this as some X dash, what we get? Capital letter X is equal to P into capital letter X dash. Okay, and also what is this one? This is actually matrix of alpha related to the basis B equal to P into matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash. Okay, now what about alpha j dash? We have alpha j dash is equal to sigma I varies from 1 to n P I j alpha I. Now what about matrix of alpha j dash related to the basis B? Matrix of alpha j dash related to the basis B. Coordinates of this this linear representation. Okay, that means P11, sorry, P1j, P2j, etc. Pnj. Alpha j dash related to the basis B equal to, this is the representation and you take coefficients. Okay, so P1j, P2j, etc. Pnj. If you look at this element, this is clearly jth column of this matrix. Clear? P12, P22, etc. What about the jth column? P1j, P2j, etc. Pnj. Okay. Therefore, P is a matrix whose columns are, what about first column? First column is matrix of alpha 1 dash related to the basis B dash. So, P is a matrix whose columns are matrix of alpha j dash related to the basis B dash, and we denote this as columns Pj. Okay. So, P is a matrix whose columns are Pj, and Pj's are actually matrix of alpha j dash related to the basis B dash. Hope it is clear. Okay. You look at this one and look at this one. Okay. Thus we get matrix of alpha related to B equal to P into matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash, and matrix P is actually matrix with the columns Pj, where Pj is actually matrix of alpha j dash related to the basis, sorry, this is related to B, I'm sorry, okay, this is related to the basis B. Okay. Now what do we have to prove? We have to prove one more thing. We have to prove P is invertible. Okay, that's what we have to prove. Okay, we have to prove there exists an invertible matrix. We get this condition and now we have to prove P is invertible. Okay. Now to prove A is invertible, to prove P is invertible, we are using the result. That is, we are using the result Px dash equal to Px equal to 0 has a trivial solution. Trivial solution x equal to 0. Okay. Now, what about our x? Our x, what is our x? X is actually coordinate of alpha related to the basis. Our x is this one, x1, x2, etc. xn. Okay. Suppose x equal to 0. This implies each xi, x1 equal to 0, x2 equal to 0, etc. xn equal to 0. Okay. That means x1 alpha 1 plus x2 alpha 2 plus etc. plus xn alpha n is equal to 0. Okay. Each coordinate 0. That means our alpha equal to 0. Okay. Alpha equal to 0 means another representation for alpha is x1 dash, alpha 1 dash plus x2 dash, alpha 2 dash plus etc. plus xn dash, alpha n dash is equal to 0. But alpha j's are ordered basis linearly independent, therefore this equal to 0 implies x1 dash equal to 0, x2 dash equal to 0, etc. xn dash equal to 0. This implies our matrix capital X dash is equal to 0, where capital X dash is x1 dash, x2 dash, etc. xn dash. Okay, thus we get x equal to 0 implies x dash equal to 0. Okay, similarly if you assume that x dash equal to 0, we get this and this. That is x dash equal to 0 implies x equal to 0. Therefore, what we have x equal to, we have x equal to p x dash. Therefore, p x dash equal to 0 implies what we get, x equal to 0. p x dash equal to 0 implies x equal to 0, which implies x dash equal to 0. Okay. So, this equation px equal to 0, that means px dash equal to 0 implies x dash equal to 0. That is an equation of the form px equal to 0 implies x equal to 0. Okay. You can take here if for even like this, py equal to 0 implies y equal to 0. Okay, then that means p for x dash you replace y. Okay, that means p is invertible. Okay, therefore py equal to 0 has a trivial solution y equal to 0. Here we are replacing y by x dash. Therefore p x dash equal to 0 implies x dash equal to 0. This implies p is invertible. Thus we get matrix of alpha related to the basis b equal to p into matrix of alpha related to the basis b dash. From this we get matrix of alpha related to the basis b dash equal to p inverse matrix of alpha related to the basis b. Okay, multiply both sides by p. P inverse is invertible. Therefore p inverse into this one, p inverse into p is I into this one. Okay, now moving to next theorem, and the next theorem is, suppose p is an n by n invertible matrix. Okay, and let alpha be an n dimensional, let alpha be an element. Okay, and alpha belongs to V, an n dimensional vector space over F, and B is an ordered basis for V. Okay, alpha belongs to V and B is an ordered basis for V and P is an n by n invertible matrix. Then this theorem says that there is a unique ordered basis B dash of V such that matrix of alpha related to B equal to matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash and matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash equal to this. Okay, so what we have to prove here? Here we have to prove there x here given P is an, there is a given here given P is an invertible matrix and B is an ordered basis. Okay, and we have to prove there exists another ordered basis. Okay, B dash satisfying this condition. We have to prove there exists another ordered basis. Earlier we have given B and B dash are basis and we find an invertible matrix. Here given an invertible matrix and a basis B, we are finding another ordered basis B dash satisfying this condition. Okay, and given P is invertible. Okay, so we have one result. Suppose A and B are B is the inverse of A, then AB equal to I. Okay, now what about the elements of AB, IJ? What about the ijth entry of AB? As AB equal to IJ, AB, IJ is equal to 0 if I not equal to J, and AB, IJ is equal to 1 if I equal to J. Okay, now what about ijth entry of AB? IJ is equal to sigma K varies from 1 to n, A, I, K, B, K, J. This we have already proved this. A, B, I, J is equal to sigma K varies from 1 to n, A, I, K, B, K, J, and that's equal to 0 if I not equal to J and 1 if I equal to J. Given B equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, etc. Alpha n is an ordered basis for V and P equal to matrix P, I, J, B an invertible matrix. Okay. Now we have to find B dash. Okay. So if you define alpha J dash like this, alpha J dash is equal to sigma I varies from 1 to n, P, I, J, alpha J, using previous theorem, if you define alpha j dash like this, then these alpha j's also satisfies our condition. Okay. Now we have to prove if we define elements like this, then these alpha j's form a basis. Okay. So here we are defining alpha j dash equal to sigma. Given p is already given. Okay. So we can take p ij's from p and we find linear combination of p ij's and alpha. Okay. Finding linear combination of alpha is as alpha j dash. Okay. So alpha j dash like this, sigma I equal to 1 to n p ij alpha j. Then clearly alpha 1 dash, alpha 2 dash, etc. alpha n dash. Okay. All are linear combination of alpha i's. Okay. And we are denoting this as b dash. Now we have to prove this script b dash form an ordered basis. For this what we have to prove? We have to prove this set spans the space V, also it is linearly independent. Okay. So as this consists n integers, if this spans V, then clearly it is linearly independent using our previous result. Okay, any set containing these elements are linearly independent if it spans the space V. Okay. So we are proving this set spans the space V. So for this, given P is a invertible matrix, let matrix Q be the inverse of P and let it be QJK. Okay. Now what is sigma j varies from 1 to n q j k alpha j dash. This is actually span of elements of B. Okay, because linear combination. It is not span, it is a linear combination of elements of B. Okay, and this is equal to sigma j varies from 1 to n q j k. What is alpha j dash? Alpha j dash is sigma I varies from 1 to n p I j and this is equal to sigma j varies from 1 to n sigma I varies from 1 to n p I j q j k alpha j. And if you replace, interchange the sum, this is sigma I varies from 1 to n, sigma j varies from 1 to n, p I j q j k alpha j. Sorry, alpha. This is alpha I. This is alpha I. This is alpha I. This is alpha. Okay, alpha j dash equal to sigma I equal to 1 to n p I j alpha I. Okay, so if we look at this linear, this is actually linear combination of alpha 1, alpha 2, etc. alpha. Okay, so linear combination of vectors is actually same as span. Okay, so if you consider this one, this is equal to sigma I. Now what about this one? Sigma j equal to 1 to n p I j q j k. This sum is actually the ikth entry of PQ, and this is equal to sigma I varies from 1 to n PQ ik alpha I. Okay. Now what about PQ? PQ is identity matrix. P is invertible, PQ is identity matrix. And this is equal to sigma I varies from 1 to n identity matrix I k alpha I. Now for the identity matrix, only diagonal entries are 1. All other elements are 0. So if you vary I, what about I 1k alpha, 1, 2k, etc. Okay, what about I1k? It is 0. I2k it is 0. I3k it is 0. And it must be 1 if I equal to k. So this is actually I1k alpha 1 plus I2k alpha 2 plus etc. plus Ikk alpha k plus etc. plus Ink alpha n. And all entries are 0, remaining is alpha k. This is 1. Okay, 0 into alpha 1 plus 0 into alpha 2 plus etc. plus 1 into alpha k plus etc. plus 0 into alpha n, and that's equal to alpha k. Okay, thus we get alpha k is equal to sigma j varies from 1 to n q j k alpha j dash. Okay, alpha k is, you can write as a linear combination of alpha j dash. Okay, that's what we get b. Each alphas are in linear combination of b dash. Okay, what we have? We have b is a basis. Okay, therefore span of b is equal to v. Okay, actually, okay, so what about b dash? B dash is contained in v. Okay, and here we get alpha k's are in linear combination. Therefore, b is contained in span b. Sorry, span b dash. B dash is span b dash means linear combination of these alpha j's. As alpha k's are in linear combination of alpha j dash, we can easily say b is contained in span of b dash. Okay, and clearly, and here this is contained in v, and span of b is contained in span of b dash is contained in v. This implies, what about span of b? V, because it is basis. Therefore, v is contained in span b dash is contained in v. This implies span b dash is equal to v. Okay, thus we get, if you define b dash like this, then span b dash is equal to v. Span b dash equal to v. What about the elements of b dash? N elements. Okay, this set spans v and it contains number of elements is n. That means that set is linearly independent. That means b dash is a basis. Okay, thus we get this has an order, therefore b dash is an ordered basis for v, and this also satisfies our condition. Okay, now just revise what we have discussed today. Today we have discussed two theorems, and the first theorem says that let V be an n-dimensional vector space and B and B dash are two ordered bases for V. Then there exists a unique invertible matrix P which satisfies the condition, that is matrix of alpha related to the basis B equal to P into matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash. Similarly, matrix of alpha related to the basis B dash equal to P inverse into matrix of alpha related to the basis B for every vector alpha belongs to V. Okay. Now the second theorem says that given an invertible matrix P and an ordered basis B, there exists a basis B dash for V which satisfies the same conditions. Okay. Hope the result is clear for you. For the first, using the first theorem, if given any two bases, the matrix P is obtained by the columns of matrix P are Pj, and where Pj is the matrix of alpha j dash related to the basis B. Okay. So for proving problems, we are using this result, that is columns of P are matrix of alpha j dash related to the basis B. Okay. In the next class, we will discuss some problems, or we will start our next section, linear transformation. Okay.